Hey guys, today we're going to cover the differences between our quick draw gear hangers and our saddle cinchers to help you carry your climbing sticks, platforms, or anything else up and down the tree with you on your saddle. Alright, so we've got both our quick draw gear hangers and our saddle cinchers out of the package now. So let's take a quick look at the differences in the construction of the two. First, our quick draw. The quick draw contains two rubber cinches on webbing loops that are sewn on either side of a quick disconnect buckle. This is a smaller buckle, it's a 3/4 inch buckle. Whereas our saddle cinchers are a continuous loop of ultra high molecular weight polyethylene rope. And this also has a custom rubber cinch on it as well, along with a stopper knot that's shrink tube on the bottom. So there's a couple of minor differences in how these two products are used, even though you can essentially achieve the same result with either. So our quick draw installation is a little bit different than our saddle cinchers. Our quick draw, as I mentioned, two pieces of webbing. So the buckle comes apart. One side of the quick draw is going to half hitch onto a platform or a set of climbing sticks, and the other half is going to half hitch onto the MOLLE webbing on your saddle. Whereas our saddle cinchers, these are actually just going to girth hitch right onto the MOLLE on the saddle and live on there 100% of the time. And the rubber cinch feature is going to be used to connect to the platform or the stick. So let's go ahead and install our quick draw. I'm going to install it here on our profile platform. So I'll disconnect the buckle on the quick draw. And you'll see here the female side is a little bit longer piece of webbing than the male side. We like to use the female side on the piece of equipment that you're going to be carrying up and down the tree. And we like to place the male end on the saddle. So we'll place this, what we'll do, I like to girth hitch this, just find a spot on the platform. I like to use one of the front corners. We'll just thread the loop over and around. So we pull that tight, and then this rubber cinch here, we'll slide that up so that stays nice and tight and secure on there, and that can't move or loosen up. All right, so we've grabbed one of our Lone Star saddles so we can install the male end of the quick draw buckle. First thing you're going to do is you're going to make sure you take the rubber cinch and slide that all the way down the webbing towards the buckle as far as you can get. Cover up the stitching a little bit likely. And then what I like to do is I like to take the buckle end and feed it through the MOLLE webbing, find a loop that's going to work well so whatever you're carrying up the tree is in the location you want and it's very accessible. I like to put it off to one side so it's right next to my hip. But we'll take the buckle, we'll come up through the bottom of the MOLLE webbing loop, and then we will simply girth hitch it by looping it back through the webbing loop over top of the MOLLE webbing on the saddle. And then we'll just kind of pull that down, dress that loop, and that rubber cinch is going to help hold that in place. You can push that up to tighten everything a little bit if need be, and that's going to sit there and live on your saddle and hang vertically, nice and secure, ready to attach whatever the female end of the quick draw is going to be carrying up the tree for you. All right, now that we got our quick draw gear hanger installed, let's cover our saddle cinchers. So I've got one of those here. As I mentioned before, these go right on the MOLLE webbing on your saddle. So I'm going to actually go to the other side of this Lone Star here, the other hip. And what I like to do is, similar to the quick draw, come in through the MOLLE loop from the bottom, and we'll actually take the loop end of the saddle cincher, make sure the rubber cinch is pretty close down to the stopper knot. Doesn't have to be all the way down, but we'll take the loop end of the saddle cincher and we'll come up through the bottom on the MOLLE webbing loop, and we'll just thread that through. Once that loop pops through, hitch that around, down and around the stopper knot and the rubber cinch, and then we'll pull the rubber cinch and stopper knot end down, straight down on the saddle. And that girth hitches it around the MOLLE webbing loop, and it's ready to go. All right, now that we have our quick draw gear hanger and our saddle cincher installed, let's go over real quick how each of these work to get your gear items up and down the tree. So, quick draw, real simple, quick disconnect buckle, just like any other backpack buckle. This female end, since it's living on my platform, obviously your platform will probably be on your backpack going in and out. When you get to the base of the tree, we'll take it off our pack and we're ready to climb. We'll get everything set, get our first stick on the tree. All we have to do is simply click this together and we're attached, and the platform is ready to go up the tree with you, hanging off your hip on your saddle. As we ascend the tree, when we get up to hunting height and we're ready to grab our platform and set that on the tree, it's a simple one-handed operation to just click the buckle open, pull the platform off, and you're ready to set that on the tree. It's very fast, very quiet, very easy. All right, moving on to our saddle cinchers. Using these is also very simple, very fast, very quiet. What you want to do with these to prep them to be ready to go when you get to the base of the trees, we've got that rubber cinch and that rubber stopper knot. We'll actually move the rubber cinch all the way up to the base of the MOLLE webbing on the saddle. What that does is that creates a small loop between the stopper knot and that rubber cinch that you can hitch something into to carry it up and down the tree. I prefer to personally use the saddle cinchers to carry my sticks up the tree, so we've got one of our Carbon SS climbing sticks here. And we'll actually just use the tabs on the bottom step of the sticks that are originally designed to hold aiders, and we'll just feed the end of the step into the loop, and then we'll draw down that cinch. So we'll push that cinch down towards the stopper knot. And then what is happening here is both the rubber cinch and the stopper knot are working together to pinch and hold the step on the stick, and then this will just hang from the saddle as you're going up and down the tree. It's perfectly silent, no metal, no plastic, very easy to use. Both are great options to get gear like climbing sticks and platforms up and down the tree with you when you're getting set up as a mobile hunter. Makes you very efficient. Great couple of tools to add to your tool bag. Thanks for watching. Good luck out there.